Amanda Doby, SLP 212, and this is my expressive language therapy project. The project that I have chosen will be for preschoolers, and it will also address goals for improving expressive language skills, and as well as incorporating receptive language skills. For this activity, I'll be using a stack of Brainy Baby picture cards. These cards have various images on each side. They have colors, they have shapes, and they have objects. For the preschooler, the basic idea of it, I will just be using colors and shapes. During this activity, each child will be given the opportunity to choose a card from the stack, and they will be asked to describe what they see on the card. Once the child chooses the card with a color on it, there will be a second step. There will be a variety of toys that are placed around the room that are of the same colors that are on the cards. Prior to the activity, I will show the children each toy and provide a simple description of the toy and allow them to examine it. Then I will place the toys around the room for later use in the activity. If a child chooses a card with the color red in it, the child will be asked to tell the group what the name of the color is. Then they will be directed to find an object that is placed around the room and describe it, such as, I see something red, it has wheels, and you roll it on the floor. The other children will then have the opportunity to guess what the object is. A red toy fire truck. Next, if the child chooses a car with the shape on it, such as a green square, the child will be asked to identify what they see on the card. If the child answers it's a green square, then they will be asked to look around the room for other square objects. When they find one, they will be asked to describe what they see to the group. For example, I see a square that is brown and you put stuff in it. Once the child has given their description, then the other children will have the opportunity to guess what the object is. Each child will take a turn and choose a card, complete their descriptions, and then it will be the next child's turn. To implement this activity, the children will be seated on the floor in a circle. I will show each child the toys that I have chosen for the activity and give a brief description of each, such as, this is a blue whale squirter, and it's got a bumpy tail and it's soft and squishy. I also have a purple ball that's see-through and you can bounce it or roll it. I have a red wooden fire truck that you can roll on the floor. I also have a yellow block that is hard. Last, I have a orange fish squirter that is soft and squishy, but it's also bumpy. Then I'll place the toys around the room. Next, the children will have an opportunity to look through the cards and get a good feel for them, so that they understand what types of things they may be asked. An example will also be provided for each type of card that they have the possibility of drawing. They will be shown a color card, and I will name the color purple. Then I will look around the room and find a purple toy and describe it. It is round and you can see through it and you can bounce it or roll it. Then I will ask the other children to look around the room at all of the objects and try to guess which object I described. Then I will then provide another example using shapes. They will be shown the shape card that I drew from the pile, and then I will name what I see on the card. orange rectangle. Then I will look around the room and give the description of something that I see that is a rectangle. It is long, flat, hard, and we sit at it to write or color. Then I will have the children look around the room and guess what I'm describing. Once I have given them examples of each, we will begin the activity. Each child will take a turn choosing a card, naming what they see, and describing an object in the room. And of course, at the end, each time they get their description correct, they will receive verbal praise, and we will let them know that they did a good job in describing their card. To introduce the activity, I would say to the children, all right, now we are going to sit in a circle on the floor and we are going to do a really fun activity together that will help us practice describing things. We are going to talk about different shapes and colors and things we see around the room. But first, I want to show you some toys and some cards that we are going to use, and I want to tell you about them. If a child is struggling, I would lessen the choices that are provided and only give one category as an option, such as shapes. I would also decrease the activity and only have the child tell me what they see on the card, and later incorporate object descriptions once they have mastered the first part of the activity. To make the activity more challenging for somebody, I could include a second side of the cards that have objects on them, such as kites, blocks. Here are a couple of examples. There's the kite, teddy bear, bugs, and I would increase the number of choices by including this new category. I would also increase the questions that are asked about the object in the picture. Not only would the child be required to describe it, but they would also need to explain what to do with the object and possibly where you would find that object. Another alternative to increase the difficulty of this activity would be to have the child think of something that relates to their card but is not in the room and then describe it, such as something that is yellow. Try to think of something that isn't in the room, something that they know is yellow, and try to describe that to the group.